Well, hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, welcome especially. My name's Sally, and thanks so much for stopping by. Today, I just wanted to bring you in to my kitchen and we can make dinner together. Spring has officially sprung here in Boise, and I am absolutely obsessed, incredibly excited about it. Have been spending as much time as possible outside, enjoying fresh blooms inside my home to kind of mark the occasion, and enjoying some brighter, cooler spring meals. Just with the weather having warmed up. So on this particular night, we invited some friends over for dinner. This is something that we try to do quite frequently, different friends at different times, but I suppose I could go off on a total tangent with this. I just feel like as a society, we have really lost the gift of hosting, of inviting people into our homes and just building a village, so to say, in that way. Like, I love going out to dinner with people, going out to coffee with people, meeting up with them. But what happened to inviting people into our homes and just doing life together? So I love to make a nice, simple, nothing crazy, but a nice, enjoyable meal to share with friends. And today we are starting out with dessert because this needed some time to stay in the freezer and get nice and frozen. You may have guessed what we're making. We are making some raw milk ice cream. To be specific, I'm using pasteurized grass-fed cream here, but raw milk. And I put 3 cups of this heavy cream. I use the pasteurized cream just because the raw cream, at least where I am, is prohibitively expensive. And my lactose intolerant husband can handle the cream pretty well. He just can't handle the milk. But of course you could use raw cream for this as well if you have access. So I do 3 cups of cream, and then I'm adding 1.5 cups of raw milk. This is my recipe, and I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit because, to be honest, it is the best homemade ice cream I've ever had, particularly in terms of texture. Now we're adding in 1 cup of sugar. You could use, I think, whatever kind of sugar you want, but I'm just using white sugar. And then I'm making it mint chocolate chip. This is my favorite ice cream flavor. It's pretty close with like a raspberry or a blackberry chocolate chip ice cream, but I'm doing a teaspoon of peppermint extract, and I whisk that thoroughly until all the sugar is dissolved. And I like to pop this into the freezer, even if just for 15 to 20 minutes, to get it nice and cold before it even goes into my ice cream maker. And this helps it get thicker while it's actually in there. So jumping forwards in time, I think it ended up being about 30 minutes later, I pulled my frozen ice cream bowl out of the freezer, and I'm just setting up the ice cream maker. So I guess I don't need to explain how to do this because everybody's going to have their own and it works in its own way. But I just pour the ice cream, I always want to call it batter, but mixture, ice cream mixture in, and let it churn. It takes about 30 minutes and then it gets super nice and thick. But while that's churning, I'm going to cut up some chocolate. I think using chocolate bars works really nice for this because you can get thinner, flakier pieces, but I've also done it with chocolate chips and it's still delicious. This time I used it was like 72% dark chocolate with cacao nibs in it, and it was really nice. I personally thought the chocolate could be just a little bit sweeter, but Samuel, my husband, liked it a lot, even better than when I did the chocolate chips. So about 25 minutes in, or when it's nice and thick and you're thinking, okay, I only have a few minutes left, you're going to go ahead and add your chocolate. I don't have a specific quantity or specific amount of this rather for you. You just cut up like 1.5 bars of chocolate and then added it until it looked right. But yeah, I don't think it's too easy to mess up. So pull the ice cream out of the maker, set this to the side, and then you are just going to pour it all, whatever I'm trying to say, into a container that you can put in the freezer. This would work even better if you popped that container into the freezer for a few minutes beforehand so it doesn't melt on the sides, but I didn't think to do that. And this ice cream is quite forgiving because the fat content is what it is, and even those bits that get melty on the sides, I have not encountered them getting icy. They've stayed really, really creamy and smooth and delicious for me. So gotta get a taste, and then I'm just going to pop the lid on and stick this into the freezer, ideally for a few hours before friends come over. So now we are moving on to the main dish. I am making my homemade chicken salad, and to make my homemade chicken salad, I need to make my homemade mayonnaise. Now this might seem like a big deal, a big ordeal, but it's really not. It comes together in literally 2 minutes. I will share these with you here, but I just want to let you know that the full recipes are in Basics, a pro-metabolic starter guide. That is my step-by-step guide to how to get started with kind of a pro-metabolic, metabolically supportive lifestyle. In addition to walking you through the kind of core tenets, it's also going to give you over 20 recipes and a week-long meal plan. It has both these recipes in it. But for the chicken salad, as you saw, I had 1 egg. I kept it out of the fridge. You want it at room temperature, a tablespoon of lemon juice, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of Dijon, and then you add a cup of avocado oil. I take my immersion blender, I plant it firmly on the bottom of my jar or my blender container, as in this case, and I start blending it. I want those bottom ingredients to blend up before the oil starts to be pulled in and emulsified, and then I just start lifting it up and down until it is fully turned into mayonnaise. So now I'm turning the mayonnaise into a dressing for the chicken salad, and today I more eyeballed this, but you can get exact ratios again in Basics, and there is a special discount code for you down in the description box just for you guys on YouTube, so definitely go check it out. But I add lemon juice here, usually whatever is left over from my lemon that I used for the mayonnaise, and salt, and a ton of pepper, and herbes de Provence, though I will use different herbs kind of depending on the day. It's really nice with lemon and tarragon. That's my personal favorite combination. So now I'm cutting up some apples. Apples are also probably my favorite fruit to put in my chicken salad, but you can use different types. I've done it plenty of times with grapes, and that is delicious as well. And my husband actually swears by putting cantaloupe in chicken salad. I haven't tried it. Cantaloupe isn't usually my favorite, but I told him that when cantaloupe is in season, I will try it this year. So now the shredded chicken, I just like to cook my chicken in the Instant Pot. I used to put a little drizzle of oil in there with it, just a little drizzle of oil and salt, but I recently saw it was Amanda Montalvo with Hormone Healing RD. She just put some water in there and it seemed to work even better. So that's what I do. I just throw my chicken breast in, add like a cup of water to the bottom, and then I pressure cook it for like 20 minutes. I shred it. Usually I just use my hands once it's cool, and then I mix this in with the dressing and with the apples. And what's amazing about this meal is it's really affordable. It serves a lot of people. It's high protein, it's nourishing, and of course it's delicious, because to be honest, what's the point if it's not delicious? We want to enjoy our meals. That is so important. So to go with this chicken salad, I wanted to make a nice big green salad. You can kind of detect the theme here, but I was just really loving the idea of some cool, fresh foods for this warm, beautiful spring day. I love romaine for my salads. It's relatively affordable, and I like the taste of it, and it's crispy and it's fresh. So I chopped up about 2 heads of romaine, and then I diced some green onions. One of my favorite tips for a salad is to add a gentle but kind of spicy element. So I love green onions. Shallots are also nice. If you're going to do kind of a sharper onion, what you can always do, or you can also do this with garlic, is just soak it in some lemon juice or some vinegar for a while first, and it takes a little bit of the sharp bite out of it. Then I'm adding some red bell peppers. You guys, this isn't too profound. It's really just a salad. But red bell peppers, I peeled and chopped up some carrots. And yes, I know I didn't have to peel them, but sometimes I just like to peel them for my salads. Okay. But dice those up, threw those on. Of course, you can also add tomato. You can add whatever you have on hand, but this is what I had on hand. So this is what I used. And then lastly, I did some avocado. These were kind of a treat. We don't buy avocados too often, actually. My mother-in-law got these for us while she was in town, and we just had some left over, so I used these up. But it does, of course, add just a really nice extra element layer of kind of creaminess to the salad. And clearly my bowl was way too small, and it was a struggle to serve it because it was trying to fall out. But you know what? It was delicious. So here we are, just setting the table, getting everything nice and cozy and ready to go. I don't know, I just want to circle back and say I think that it is such a beautiful thing to invite people into your home and share a meal with them. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but simple touches really do go a long way. Just taking time to make your home a warm and welcoming and inviting space where people feel really at peace. And I always just, seek that people will come into my home and feel the presence of the Holy Spirit and feel nourished and loved when they get to eat at my table. So anyways, just a random little video for you guys now, but I hope that you have enjoyed. Thanks for spending the evening with me, and until next time, bye y'all.
Did you like it?